Hello everyone! Today I thought I would take you through the abstract pages I have in the sketchbook. It definitely includes other stuff than just abstract pages, but I wanted to focus on the abstract in this video. So let's go! I think there's something special about flipping through a sketchbook. It's not just a collection of pages, it's more like a visual diary, or a space for experiments and emotions and creative discoveries. I think I started this sketchbook with these pages just to get into it. These pages were made with water-soluble pencils and charcoal, I think. It's funny how you can already see here which colors I'm drawn to. Then I had a thing for exploring textures. So all of these are gesso or modeling paste, or both, that I've added to the pages with palette knives. And then I went over that with graphite pencil and a smudging stick to make the textures more visible. But I really like this effect. It's pretty cool. Then I did the same thing, but with water-soluble pencils instead, and again you can see which colors I'm drawn to. It didn't quite enhance the texture as much as I wanted it to, which is probably why I went back to using graphite again. And here I switched up the textures as well to get different effects on the pages. And here I have water-soluble pencil in combination with the graphite as well to give it another vibe. Then I'm just testing different ways to use gesso and modeling paste to play around and see what I could do with it. Some interesting textures. Different from what I did before. I think this was at a point where I had an idea of using gesso and modeling paste to make flowers, and then more shapes and more water-soluble pencils rather than graphite. That color combination is really nice to me. Then I started making these kind of drawings after watching a documentary where an artist talked about how a family member had told him to make random lines on a page and then fill in the spaces. I talked about this on my channel in one of my older videos, but I really liked this kind of creative exercise. And then I added some geometric shapes as well and started combining the two. The interesting thing about these drawings is that I've continued to use this concept, and I still do that today. There's just something very therapeutic and almost, I don't know, meditative. Then there's a jump in my sketchbook before I arrive at a moment in time when I started using acrylic paint in it. I used to start my process here with a lot of mark making. I think I sometimes even filled the whole page with marks. Then I went over with transparent paint before I used opaque paint. You can definitely see which colors I was drawn to, and I still am. There is a lot of pink and purple and blue in these paintings, because I enjoy those color combinations. I tested this out to see if I could use one of my lesser favorite colors, which is red, but it turned out more pink, so I actually like it. Then there are some of my uglier paintings. That I don't necessarily like. These ones are pretty good though. I really like the grittiness of these marks and the contrast between the blues and the pinks and the blacks. This area is pretty cool, right? I really like that. Then I experimented with starting my pages by painting them black or a very dark blue and layered marks and textures on top of it. And again, my favorite colors. And that's how I started my Year of Blue challenge as well, which is a challenge I set myself last year. Everything I painted that year was in blue. Well, I used bluish purple as well because I can't go without purple. And of course, I had to have black and white as well. And I allowed myself silver metallic because I told myself that was technically a gray color. There are some of these where I really like the contrast between the dark background, the silver metallic paint, and the vivid blues. Some of which I turn into this almost glowing purple by mixing fluorescent pink into it. There's even more glow here. That's pretty cool. And then we arrive at some of my least favorite pages again, and I think it's because I was bored and I struggle with this challenge. So what do I do when I'm bored? Well, I experiment with something different. So that's when I started experimenting with drips, which I created here by using pipettes. That was pretty fun. And that's the end of the abstract part of this sketchbook. There are several of these pages I could go back to and change to make them a lot better, but at the same time, I love seeing them as they are because it's like a visual snapshot of a moment in time that I can't get back. And it's a snapshot of my creative journey and progress. I don't know if I'm being too nostalgic or precious about them, but I really enjoy going back to look at them and at my crappy stuff too, not just the good things. Anyway, that's it for now. If this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments, and if you want more videos from me, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy creating!